Lisabi Agbogbakala is a Yoruba hero of the 18th century in the Old Oyo Empire. He is a fearless Egba warrior who rallied people around to save, his tribe from the oppression of the Old Oyo Empire. So recently, Lateef Adedimeji created a movie on this legendary character. How well did this movie come out? Does it depict the character of our hero that we want to see on the screen? And also, can we compare it to the likes of Jagun Jagun and House of Gao when we're talking about historical Yoruba movies? Today, we will be reviewing the movie Lisabi, The Uprising, that was produced by Lateef Adedimeji just recently. This movie casts seasoned actors like Ibrahim Chata, Ibrahim Itele, Odunlade Adekola, and many more others, and even Lateef Adedimeji himself, who actually acted the role of Lisabi, being that hero that we want to see on the screen. And one thing about this movie is from the very beginning, where we had the king of Olodun, I hope I'm getting that right, that was played by Femi Adebayo. We saw him being executed for speaking against the king, which was considered a treason. The reason why the king of Olodun actually did that was because they insulted his people and what they worked so hard for, claiming that their offerings and what they are giving as tributaries were too small for their laughing. But indeed, they were not really small. These people really worked hard for what they gave. And, we must understand that the Alaafin of Oyo, well, from what we can depict from tidbits of history here and there, the Old Oyo Empire is quite strong, even though they are not the only empire at that time, or let me just say, not the only kingdom that were established then. Even all the smaller towns, they have their kings, actually, and they have those that were ruling over them, only that they pay homage to the Alaafin of Oyo as the greatest ruler of them all. And that was why the king of Olodun would speak out like, okay, I'm a king in my own rights, I should be able to speak for my people. But that ended him up in trouble. And it was from there we began to see how those tribute collectors actually were so oppressive in the way they carried out the work given to them. And fair enough, they are not as oppressive as the person that sent them, based on this movie. Odunlade Adekola nailed that part. It's so, like, the way it was so wicked, and yes, it had charisma. I mean, anytime he showed up, everybody's already kneeling down, everybody's prostrated, hailing his name, calling his name so often, like, oh, is this God? And, the way he just carried himself in that, like, character, okay, like a God, like, the way they even treated their laughing. I really love the way they portrayed into the movie, because I mean, like, that's where, if you're familiar with Yoruba history, that's the way you will read about the Alaafin of Oyo being treated like a god. From there, we began to see Lisabi in the movie, his character being developed as that farmer, working alongside his friend, and that story of his friend was so touching. I think they just put it there so that we can understand more about how the tribute collectors were quite oppressive. I mean, each friend was preparing for a wedding, and then they invaded the wedding ceremony, raped the wife killed herself immediately after, and then the friend, because he was so mad with anger, he ended up getting himself killed because he was trying to retaliate and all that. And that was so sad. I think it was that point that Lisabi actually, felt that raw hunger that, okay, I think I need to do something. I think I need to help my people. And then he started to organize what they call the rural farmers coming together to help one another to farm. But he had an ulterior motive, which is to save his people. If you're not very familiar with the hero Lisabi, watching the movie, you'll be able to get some insights into who he is and what exactly he did to help the people of Egba land, to save them from the oppression of tribute collectors. In Lisabi, like, they used the music to tell the story. When they were in the farm, there was a music that was playing, and they were even acting according to the rhythm of the music. I mean, it was just wonderful. I mean, that was really, really well done. And also, to talk about the historical accuracy, I would say, well, it's good enough for someone that is not looking for something in-depth about Yoruba history. You really get to learn more. And from the makeup, the costume, from the way they even set up the the old Oyo Empire scenes. You can get the vibes of, okay, we are in Oyo, like it's practically like bring you into the reality of that particular time. Some of the scenes are quite graphic and bloody. I mean, sometimes I had to shut my eyes while I was watching some of it. You know, like, okay, somebody's head being cut off, and that takes me to the special effects. They are quite well done. Most of them are actually very, very good, while a few of them are not very believable, but most of it are actually the part where the deities were helping them to prepare for war. There was this there was this other guy, that's this giant guy that was, you know, all those gods and ancestors that were teaching them how to fight. It was pretty cool. I love the way they like incorporated that into the scenes, and most of it were really, really believable. Yeah, it was. So for this movie, I'm going to rate it an 8 out of over 10. Yes, I'm going to rate it 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and comment on it. Do you have a particular favorite character in this movie? Or is there a scene that stands out for you? Drop a comment. Let's hear from you. And also subscribe to our channel if this is your first time here.